Building.
Here's the Soviet army. As you noticed, you have to place the building before it starts building, unlike the Allies where you start building right here and then you place it and it just appears out of nowhere. With the Soviets army, you could actually see the building being built.
Training.
And the base defenses too.
New construction options.
So,
Building.
with Allies I'd have to wait. That's the difference for that.
War bears are trained for scouting by land and sea, as well as anti-infantry combat. Their mauling attack is lethal against most infantry. Their special ability is an amplified roar that causes paralysis in enemy infantry within earshot. War bears also detect disguised enemy units.
Disguised means spy,
You need engineer?
usually.
Conscript training finished.
Training.
I once was professor.
Combat engineers can capture neutral or enemy structures both on land or at sea, or repair your damaged structures. They carry basic revolvers for self-defense. Their special ability is to build a battle bunker, which can be garrisoned by other infantry.
Flag trooper doing my time.
Construction complete. New construction
Ready
options.
for the collection.
Building.
We serve glorious Union.
Conscripts are the Union's mainline anti-infantry forces. They are not well trained, but can be effective in numbers. They carry assault rifles and can also switch to using Molotov cocktails, which are more effective against structures, including garrisons.
And by the way, conscripts are the best
Premier proud.
anti-garrison because you could change it to there and you could hit it from a range.
Throw the fire.
Unlike
Of course. Combat engineer.
the other two, Japan and United States, they had to go right up to the building with either the samurai sword
Complete.
or the
New
anti-garrison
construction options.
riot shield.
Enemy units detected.
No need for formality. Just call me Kenji. You might as well get comfortable for what's about to happen.
As fast as I can.
And by the way, there's a lot of different combinations of how you can start off
Unit is
the
under
game.
attack. Unit lost.
Ready to fight for Union.
You could like I'm gonna go low power with what I'm doing right now,
Building.
but that's what I usually do. I don't know if it's what I don't actually know what the best thing to do is, but it depends on the situation to some extent. But going low power slows everything down. So, but I like to get the a grinder and start getting 2 ore refineries first before try to make 2 ore refineries fast. And by the way, this just like the Allies, you could choose Cash Bounty, and then you get Desolator Strike, and then Magnetic Singularity is very, very strong. It's the strongest one. But these
A unit is under attack.
the upgrades on the right side are not as good as the
Base is under attack.
upgrades on the left. I mean the upgrades in the middle. The orbiter drop and this magnetic satellite, it sucks them into space. This like you put like toxic corrosion, you put like poison on the tank and it like poisons all the units and stuff, and this it's like makes the units better at running stuff over.
Insufficient.
And
funds.
Terror Drone Surprise, if you
Terror drone surprise
kill a unit,
authorized.
it could
I will show you around.
a Terror Drone sometimes comes out of it, not all the time.
On hold.
You got it, you got it.
And by the way,
Okay. We had a good time, yeah?
Our base is under attack. Repairing. Insufficient funds. Enemy terror drones are amphibious robots that can kill enemy infantry or tear into vehicles and dismantle them from the inside. Once infected, the vehicle must be repaired or else it will be destroyed. Terror drones can switch to using an electrostasis ray that shuts down vehicle locomotors, preventing them from moving. Units detected.
and by the way, a good tactic with Terror Drones, you make 2 Terror Drones. One uses electrostasis ray, another one goes inside, so you freeze them. And one of them freezes him, not freezes, like electrifies him so they can't move,
Construction complete.
and then the other terror drone goes inside and kills him.
Insufficient funds.
So
Unit is under attack.
so terror drones are good. They stop Japan from expanding. They kill nanocores,
Unit lost. Construction complete. New construction options.
and terror drones are a real good unit. And Sickles are good for infantry and stuff.
Sickles are fast-moving anti-personnel vehicles, armed with 3 independently firing machine guns. Their special ability lets them leap long distances, or even onto enemy infantry.
Yeah, they jump, they kill infantry, watch. Sometimes it just knocks them over, sometimes it kills them when you jump on them. And by the way, the Sickle jump, you could be very creative with it. You could jump, like real good players, they jump all over the place. They jump from like, you could jump here, jump on cliffs, jump on buildings, jump over buildings, jump away from guys. So Sickles, you know, they're just as good as creative as you are.
Bullfrogs are amphibious anti-aircraft troop transports. Their flak cannons can quickly destroy enemy aircraft. The only means for passengers to exit a Bullfrog is via the man cannon, which can be used to launch infantry behind enemy lines.
And by the way, about the launcher, a lot of people that are noobs just launch guys all over the place for no reason, just like kind of like carelessly, just because they can launch. But the best thing you could do is like launch them up to get oils. It's the best way you could use Bullfrog's launcher, and they're really good air defense. They're better air defense than Allies MCV and Japan's anti-aircraft. So Bullfrogs are the best on land like unit for air defense, to my knowledge.
Building.
And a hammer tank is like the basic tank. They're comparable to Rhino tanks from Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge, and by the way, these guys, they're more durable because the special weapon is special defense. Is the defense curve basically. They attack, you curl up, and it like makes their armor basically like 3 or 4 times better. They're sort of hard to kill.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Bears are good against infantry
Base is under attack.
units like this guy. And by the way, the grinder, it allows me to wait, I didn't even make a grinder yet. Oh yeah, I did make a grinder. The grinder is right here. It allows you to make 2 things at once, and that's the thing about Soviet. They build faster than Allies, and you could grind anything. Say I don't need this Bullfrog, grind it, and I get the full cash amount value for it. Sometimes I grind units that aren't even healthy. Aren't even full health, and just take the
Building.
and just take the money for it. Like if I don't need that unit anymore, or I don't want it anymore. I do that the same thing in Yuri's Revenge too, but that's a totally different game.
Building.
Not anything like this. Oh, I gotta show you the air.
Building. Training.
Oh yeah, and Tulsa Troopers, they're like basically like tanks in Red Alert 3.
Construction complete.
They're super hard to kill. Dogs can't kill them.
Drop ready.
They're big. They don't look like almost as big as the Bullfrog, you can see. And I'll let the computer explain.
Tesla troopers are heavy infantry, armed with electrifying weapons effective against most targets. They are too big to be crushed by most tanks. Their special ability is to switch to using electromagnetic disruptors that automatically disable enemy vehicles in the vicinity.
And by the way, if you use the Tulsa Trooper and the large tanks around, it'll freeze all the tanks, but it has to be close to them. So even the 3rd tier units it'll freeze. And by the way, you could launch them on the Bullfrog if you want, but it's risky. These guys cost $750, so they're a little bit more expensive than an average infantry unit or average unit maybe even. So don't just launch them into the base. Oh, I wasn't close enough. Don't just launch them into the base like that and just have them killed. They had to be like supported and stuff. Okay.
Training.
I'll show you some of the air.
Twin Blades are anti-surface combat helicopters armed with machine guns and rockets. In addition to their powerful weapons, Twin Blades function as transports and can ferry infantry or some vehicles across the battlefield.
And by the way, Twin Blades are basically like the X Factor for Soviet Army, in my opinion. Some people are going to disagree with me, but you can't attack Soviet unless you have air support, because they could just make a whole bunch of Twin Blades, even if they're out-tanked, and just kill everything. And a lot of people, they put Apocalypse tanks on Twin Blades. I think it's pretty ridiculous how strong the Twin Blades get. They just kill everything. I'm gonna get another power plant because I'm gonna go low power after the super weapons.
Plenty of gas. Meek Fighters are specialized air superiority jets designed purely for intercepting groups of enemy aircraft. They carry a limited supply of ammunition and must occasionally rearm at an airbase. They have a special ability to rapidly return to base if needed.
So it's basically like the Soviet equivalent of an Apollo. 1 versus 1, they're weaker than an Apollo, but they do air effect damage. So if they're fighting, say, for example, another Soviet, they would kill more than one Twin Blade at the same time after a couple blasts. No, watch, they killed it. Tango easy. Oh, but it's 2 of them, so I lost. Sorry. Oh yeah, by the way, the orbiter drop kills barracks. It's stronger than the surgical strike, but I got it. But the difference is, you can see it coming. Like, it's slow, you can see it coming, and you see a light before it even gets there. And by the way, sanitary gun, they're good. They're just basic ground defense. And Natasha.
Many will die this day.
She's the best unit for Soviet infantry.
Natasha is the Union's greatest sniper commando, whose rifle can kill several infantry in one shot. She may also call in airstrikes against other targets. Her special ability is to snipe.
Oh yeah, sorry I got cut off. Her special ability is a vehicle crew attack. And what that does is it's basically like Jaman Kel from Generals. That's where they got the idea. Again, they take a lot of ideas from different games.
Enemy units detected.
And
watch this. Building.
What unit have I forgot to show? Boom.
Building.
Sputnik. I'll make another Sputnik.
There's still more of them. Target set, command.
I'm just gonna kill this. That's her special weapon. She's like Boris. She's like Boris from Red Alert 2. I mean, Yours Revenge.
Going in for the
see if they kill both of them. Yep, just like it said.
Insufficient funds.
Kirov
Enemy units detected. Enemy base. Kirov airships are flying heavy bombers. Nothing on the ground can withstand their bombs. Kirovs are slow but highly durable. Their special ability provides them with a burst of speed using a chemical process that slowly causes them to take damage. Therefore, it must be used sparingly. Detected.
Oh yeah, and the same thing as Red Alert 2, but the difference is they have the speed upgrade, but it does a little bit of damage, and they have so much HP that the damage doesn't really matter. Like if you do just for a little bit, but the difference between Red Alert 3 is if they're coming at you, the bombs do a lot more damage. Like, say if you're just bombing right there, it explodes way more. So if you're not directly under it, the bomb exploding will kill you. And that's the difference between Red Alert 2 and Red Alert 3. Is the bombs explode more. But this is a very good unit. But by the way, I think the Twin Blade overall is the best Soviet air. I mean, a lot of people won't agree with me, but I mean, Kirov is better. If you have one Kirov or one Twin Blade, the Kirov is better, but you need a lab for him, and Kirov is slow, you can see him coming, etc. They're very good for sneaking up. Like if I waypointed them around the edge where you couldn't see, then Kirov would do tons of damage. Flak Trooper, I didn't make one yet. Oh, I forgot the Navy, darn.
Building. Construction complete.
Drop another load.
Enemy base detected.
Nice. That's the speed up.
Our base is under attack.
Oh, here's the thing, Emma.
We'll wait there.
See, it makes it go a little faster. But I don't know if that Dragonfly's slowing me down or not. I don't even know.
Let's pay a visit.
Construction complete.
Let's go say
New construction
hello.
options. A unit is under attack.
Tengu's got me.
Smell that? That one looks good.
Iron curtain ready. Orbital drop ready.
I don't think you could use Iron Curtain on air.
Select
And I
target.
finish him off with over the drop
Lost.
because I didn't kill it totally.
Enemy base detected.
I'm ready if you're ready.
Our big Stingrays are experimental strike craft fitted with Tesla weapons that are effective against most targets. Stingrays are amphibious, though slower moving on land. Their special ability is the Tesla Surge, which shoots lightning in all directions while briefly immobilizing the unit. It only works on water. Base is under attack.
And by the way, Stingrays are very good units. They're basically like the Soviet equivalent of a destroyer because it's a second tier unit. And they're better in water, obviously, like they said. But on land, I think assault destroyers are a little bit better than them. And on water, I'm not sure who would win. I think assault destroyer would win because assault destroyer has more armor. But okay, and here's Akula stop. This is the strongest thing in the water, but it could only go underwater, and it can't fire on the land whatsoever. So it makes it a little bit of a disadvantage because Japan and allies, they have amphibious, more amphibious water units.
Akula.
The Soviet does too, but just the Stingrays is amphibious, and the Bullfrog, but just this is not amphibious. It's kind of like the Naginata from Japan is like the Akula. But the Akula is stronger than the Naginata because it could only it's more of like it's underground. I mean underwater, and underground submarines, you know, obviously they have an advantage because you can't fire at them with aircraft if they're underwater. If they're deep underwater, only when they come up to strike you can fire at them. They have more armor and higher attack power than anything else in the water. But like I already said, they can only attack things in the water or on the surface of the water. That's Akula.
Akula subs excel at quickly destroying enemy ships with their torpedoes. They must surface to fire, but are invulnerable to most attacks while submerged. Their special ability is to launch ultra-torpedoes, which are devastating unguided warheads that rapidly accelerate straight ahead.
And by the way, about this warhead, it could kill your own units too. And you could do some radical stuff with it. Like basically, see it go across the missiles will go across a whole entire map. It does tons of damage, and then this regular weapon is just a regular torpedo, but it takes a while to reload it. And you could use Iron Curtain on the Navy units as well as the land units, but you can't use Iron Curtain on your infantry units. You could use it on your enemy infantry units because it kills them, but if you use it on your own infantry, it would kill your own infantry, so never do that. And the same thing with the Chronosphere. And that's the same thing as in Red Alert 2. They haven't changed that.
Dreadnoughts are powerful long-range bombardment ships armed with multiple rocket launchers. They can destroy any surface target in moments. Their special ability makes them fire even more rapidly, although forcing the weapon systems to do this gradually causes internal damage.
Or internal damage, I think that because maybe it overheats is the idea. But,